Okay, I think I'm now officially live and I'm going to make sure. Uh-oh. Okay, I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm going to be right over here on Zoom just because I'm not sure of exactly what's happening. It says live. That's good. And I'm going to record. Okay, so even if I mess up the live, it's okay because I've got my recording in progress. So, hey, it's Crystalline here, and I want to, actually, there are a couple of things I need to do. I want to invite you to join me live on Zoom if you're watching the live stream from YouTube or from Facebook. So let me put in the Zoom link so that you can hop on and join me if you want to. So I'm going to copy the invitation and I'm going to pop over here to, I thought I was going to just pop over there to YouTube. I guess I'm not popping over there to YouTube. I don't know what I just did, but that's okay. I'm gonna not worry about it. I'm gonna ignore it. There won't be a link in YouTube to join me live on Zoom because I don't know how. And I can't seem to find my thing. So that's okay. I'm gonna just ignore that. And I'm gonna just hop in and say what it is I need to say because I've got something really important to talk about today. So I want to first of all welcome you to the end of 2021. All right. Now, if you've been following me, you know that this is a number 5 year, and number 5s are notoriously challenging times. So this is a 5 year, and many of you will notice that this year had its share of ups and downs and obstacles and challenges. Okay. I want to let you know that you should not despair, but actually celebrate, because number one, the year is ending, but also all those obstacles and challenges that you managed to overcome this year have actually put you in a position of being able to create a more solid and exciting future for yourself. Okay, so I want to just introduce myself officially. My name is Crystalline Bell, and I like to be called Crystalline, but I won't be mad if you call me Crystal. Okay, so I want to welcome you to the 10-day Elevate Your Lifestyle Challenge. And today we're going to just do an introduction, right? So the challenge starts officially tomorrow, but I want to tell you about what we're going to be doing over the next 10 days. And I want to get you set up with the tools you're going to need so that you can have success in the challenge. So right now, okay, I have everything, but I'm on my iPad. I'm not quite sure of how I should be doing this. So we're going to be meeting on Zoom for 5 different days, and I have the Zoom link for you. And you're also going to be getting worksheets, and I have links to those worksheets for you. All right. So other than the Zoom and the worksheets, you're not going to need a lot of tools, but you are going to want to have basics like a journal and a pen, and of course your technology in order so that you can access the Zoom sessions and the worksheets. Okay, maybe if you are someone like me, I love printing out my worksheets, so I would want to print those out. Right now, I want to also strongly encourage you to join my League of Badass Butterflies Facebook group. There will also be a link to join that Facebook group in the description for the video. I'll make sure that you can have access to that. Okay, so the League of Badass Butterflies Facebook group is totally free, but it's a place where you can access the program materials. You can easily catch the replays of the sessions that I'm going to be doing. You'll be able to connect with an accountability partner. You'll be able to get inspiration from the community, ask questions, and get access to any bonus materials. So joining the group is totally optional, but it's going to be definitely a fun thing to do. And also it would give me a chance to meet you. I just love meeting my people, and it gives us a chance to learn about one another. All right, so I do have access to this worksheet. I want to see how I want to see if I can give it to you. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, if I do it like this, I should be able to copy it. And let's see. One, share, and then copy. Okay, link copied to clipboard. Now I just need to find the YouTube okay, rats, hold on one more second. Let me see if I can just do it this way. And if I can, okay, that's not going to work. All right, so sorry, I'm not able to access this easily. I'm not sure where to find YouTube on this. Wait, switch camera, record live on YouTube. Yep, I'm not sure of how to put the link in there. I'm going to have to put the link in after I've done with the with today's session. All right, so getting back to my list of things I need to talk to you about. So if you've been with me for a while, you're going to know that I like to take really deep dives into my subjects, right? You know, I love to get you fired up with useful information and tools. So this challenge is going to run for 10 days, okay? So it's a 10-day challenge, but there are going to be 5 live sessions that are going to run between 30 minutes to an hour each. And this way you can have plenty of time to rewatch the sessions and get work done before the next one. So the dates and the times will be put up also on the YouTube description so that you can learn when the next session is going to be. But I'll tell you already, it's going to be tomorrow. That's, sorry, it's going to be on Friday, okay? Friday, December 31st at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, don't worry if you don't catch, if you don't make that call. Again, the replay will be sent to the email list. It will be available on YouTube and it will be available in the Facebook group, okay? The challenge is going to be really simple and straightforward. I'm going to be challenging you to end the year 2021 on a high note and start 2022 the way you want 2022 to end, which is elevated, okay? So let's get started. Go ahead and pull out your journal and pen. And I'm going to want you to take a moment and just think about where you are right now with regards to your health, your relationships, and your career. And I want to just kind of ask you, are things going along well and easy? Are you optimistically looking for the future, looking at the future? Are you excited about your big plans for 2022? And I want you just to make some notes, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to just sit here and set my timer and let you reflect on that for a few moments, okay? All right. Here's my timer, okay. Boom, we're going to take just 1 minute for that, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. And I want to just let you know that throughout all of the sessions for today and for tomorrow, or for our next session, the following, which is on Friday, I am going to be giving you time to reflect during the time that we're working together, because I want you to get as much done while we're on the sessions so that you can feel supported while you're doing the work. Now, personally, I am super excited about my plans for the future, and I'm really excited to be working with you to elevate your lifestyle in 2022. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by elevate your lifestyle. But before I do, I need you to now reflect on your higher self. So, who is this most wise, powerful, aligned, fearless, high vibrational aspect of yourself? Now, I usually see this being as a bright light representing my greatest potential. So take a deep breath and connect with this aspect of yourself. And again, I'm going to give you just 1 minute to connect with your higher self. All right, so now I want you to go back to your current daily life. And you've just sat with your greatest potential, your higher self, and you've made that connection to that perfect being of light, or that more elevated, right? Your higher self is your elevated self. And I want you to kind of just feel into where you are today. And I just want you to answer a few questions. Just think about a few questions. Are you living your greatest potential every day? Are you pushing out of your comfort zone and moving toward your greatest potential? Are you moving away from survival mode, and are you thriving? Do you hop out of bed feeling ready to rock the day? Do you reach first for spirit or for coffee in the morning? Or do you reach for Facebook or Instagram or, email, right? So how do you start your day? What message are you giving the universe first thing in the morning when you wake up? And do you joyfully start your workday with a song in your heart, or with a feeling of dread about your boss or your coworkers, or even a sense of dread around the nature of the work you were doing? I remember I worked in a dental office and I did insurance billing, and I literally felt dread at the thought of having to do my work. It was an awful feeling. And what about your work environment? Whether you work at an office, in an office at your job, or whether you're working at home for your job, is your workspace inspiring, uplifting, and supportive of your creative flow? Or is it dingy? That's the thing that's coming to my mind. When I think about that dental office job, I just put myself back there. And the first thing I saw was dinginess, these shelves that were painted and the paint was chipping, and there were no windows in that office, and there was a computer, and it was just, not a great feeling. And Is the work that you're doing giving you energy and fueling your enthusiasm for life, or is it draining you, making you irritable and grumpy with your loved ones when you get home? Like, do you feel like really chipper when you get home, like happy because you were so accomplished? Or are you just kind of like grumpy and irritable because you just have brought all the crap from work home with you, right? So I want you to just take a few deep breaths and reflect on the difference between where you are right now and your higher self or your greatest potential. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write down and reflect about where they're matching. So where are you in your day-to-day? Where are you matching your higher self? Where you feel joyful and light and expansive with big vision? And where is there like a discrepancy? Okay, so I'm going to give you about 3 minutes on this one. And while you're doing that, I'm going to see if I can actually fix my computer to upload that information to the live stream. All right. So just answering that question, what's the difference between where you are right now in your life and your higher self? All right, cool. All righty, so you can go ahead and finish up what you were just writing and reflecting. And I realized that on my iPad, I'm just learning this the hard way. On my iPad, when I go to my notes, and I have a lot of notes, I disappear. So sorry that I'm disappearing, but I'm here still, okay? So I want to let you know that kind of the reason why I'm doing this challenge is because my life changed significantly a little while ago. And it's because I started looking at the difference between my higher self and my, I'm trying to actually show myself here. Where's my camera? I don't know if my camera is even, do I even have a start video? There it is. Okay, so I started looking at myself, my higher self, And I started looking at where I am, and I'm like, how can I just be more like her? And when I started exploring, I started being shown kind of a life that was not easier. As a matter of fact, it wasn't easier at all. It was a life that was actually a lot harder. And it was harder, though, for all the right reasons. It was hard because I was doing all these things and I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I was constantly moving toward a more expansive self. It was harder emotionally because I had to learn to love unconditionally. And that's hard, like to be non-judgmental, to not hide behind my judgments. That was really hard. I also had to learn how to do really difficult things. Like I had to learn how to do yoga, and I had to learn how to actually do meditation, like high quality meditation, where I wasn't just fucking around, but I was actually meditating and reaching toward God, you know, for the whole 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it was. And that was hard. Okay. Like I think we tend to think that our higher self is like, oh, I'm above it all. But actually, to get there from here, it's painful. And the thing is that it's worth it. We need to learn that it's worth it to have that good pain, the pain of being out of our comfort zone. And so I'm going to go back to my notes because I don't want to miss anything. And yeah, so I did the meditation. I did the meditation because I was really, really upset. I was really, really sad with myself. I was dissatisfied, and I was reaching toward my higher self to try to make an improvement in my life. And what I learned is that the difference between my higher self and me wasn't that things were easy for her. It's that she was just willing to do the uncomfortable things, right? And so me, I had an attitude about uncomfortable things and disempowered. I had an attitude that was disempowering to me as a person. And I was really noticing that that I was disappointed all the time. I had begun to regularly see the world through the eyes of disappointment. And when I looked closely at um, my internal processes, I saw that in one sad and despairing moment, like I was just going through something very, very dark, I took all my pain and I claimed disappointment in my existence. I looked at myself, and the thing that weighed down on me was utter disappointment. And as painful as that thought was, because I had so much energy around disappointment, I actually locked myself into a relationship with disappointment. So in that moment, I made disappointment my signature response to my life. I began seeing the world through disappointed eyes. I came to expect disappointment from all my relationships, in my health, and in my business. And what's most powerful is that I learned in that moment that if I claimed disappointment before I felt disappointed, that it somehow made those strong and terrible feelings of disappointment actually more bearable. So disappointment became my go-to coping mechanism. So it was as if I had gained control over an uncomfortable emotion by coloring the world in that uncomfortable emotion. Like I got it before it got me. It's kind of like people who use self-deprecating humor to kind of like, I'm going to deprecate myself before you have a chance to deprecate me, or to devalue me, it's the same thing. I'm going to label this as disappointment before it actually shows me disappointment so that I can be in control. So subconsciously, I had begun to see things through that lens of disappointment because it actually felt like I had a higher vantage point and more control. It felt like disappointment was coming out of something powerful, which it was. It was coming out of the power of decision making. So it's just that I was making a decision that made me contract rather than something that made me expand. So when we make a decision, all of providence actually moves to make that decision real. And we're making subconscious decisions all the time, right? So my decision for disappointment really caused the joy in my life to disintegrate. I was disappointed all the time. I was disappointed by the party my mom had thrown for my 40th birthday. I was disappointed in the way my hair looked. I was disappointed that the water flow in my new apartment wasn't strong enough. I was disappointed that they ran out of bagels, sesame bagels at Noah's, right? I was disappointed by everything that was coming to me. And it just gave me a sense of empowerment, like I became cloaked in disappointment and I felt safe in that disappointment. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I got to be honest with you. This is what all of us are doing all the time. We're constantly giving ourselves over to something negative because it feels more safe and more comfortable and familiar than other feelings. Okay. So I had to break through this. I had to break myself free. And in my healing and transformation process, and I'm not going to get into that with you right now, but I'm going to take you a little bit through my process in just a few minutes, and in tomorrow's or in the next day's next session, the next live session. But what I learned is that in any given moment, I have the choice, the decision to experience disappointment, and you can plug in whatever your negative emotion is, whether it's fear, doubt, resentment, jealousy, hostility, incredulity, resistance, etc. Or you can feel appreciation, right? Or joy, excitement, curiosity, fun, playfulness, opportunity. Again, in any given moment, you have the choice to experience disappointment or appreciation or a higher vibration emotion. So through my commitment to my spiritual practice, I did the work to shift my perspective from disappointed to satisfied. And along the way, I developed a real appreciation for the world around me. So by letting go of disappointment and moving closer to appreciation, I was actually expanding my being and inviting more opportunities to expand and improve my life. So now it's your turn. Before I talk to you about elevating your lifestyle, I need you just to do a quick self-assessment of your own mental and emotional landscape. And I want you to take a moment right now and just identify the one key negative emotion that is keeping you from embodying your higher self and your greatest potential. Okay. Now, if you're like I was, you might have a large number of negative emotions that are coming forward. Okay. Just take a deep breath and allow this one key emotion to reveal itself. And just take a few moments. I'm going to set the timer, give you just 1 minute on this one. Okay. All right. There we go. Just identifying that one key emotion. And if you can start to contemplate this negative emotion, Where has this negative emotion shown up in your life? Where have you given it power to rule you? Like you've made it your go-to emotion. And how has it protected you? If you've got your journal, you can kind of write this out. Again, I'll post the worksheet link and you can just pop in there and download that. And it has these questions and some more questions for you to answer. And the reason I'm drawing your attention to this emotion is because emotions are energy in motion, and they are powerful. They're largely responsible for why you attract what you do into your life. They determine your vibration. So before you elevate your lifestyle, you have to know the nature of your biggest obstacle. If you're watching this video, then you probably identify as spiritual. And you also probably have a profound calling to be a spiritual life coach and healer. So over the course of this 10-day challenge, I'm going to ask you to do some things that feel rather difficult. And that's as it should be. You should be uncomfortable right now and over the next several days, because I'm going to be seriously calling you out of hiding from your desire and from your comfort zone. I did it for myself and it changed my life. And I'm doing it for you now because I really want to see you. I want to see you experiencing a joyful life where you are going for the things you desire and not stuck in survival mode, not feeling lost or confused. All right. So I know, again, you're watching this video, you probably have a desire to be that badass butterfly who is living her best life. And I know that you desire to help other people because you want to be of service to spirit. You love spirit and you have a big heart that yearns to make the world a better place. And I also know that you desire the freedom that comes from working for yourself, right? Being the authority, being the boss, creating things the way you want them. You desire to control how you spend your time, and you desire to have more control over your income. So thankfully, being a spiritual life coach means being a spiritual leader, being your own boss, and being a business owner. So I also know that you are a bit nervous about all of this because you don't know where to begin. You've never done this before. You're probably afraid of sacrificing and not seeing a return on your investment of hope, energy, time, and money. A lot of people are afraid to take a risk and they're afraid of failing. So you might find that you doubt yourself because you don't know what to do. And maybe deep inside, you have some negative, limiting beliefs about your ability to be truly successful and badass. Look, you're only going to be as successful as your self-trust allows. And this is no longer about God or the universe supporting you. You already know that God and the universe support you 100%. So God 100% supports your elevated lifestyle and your desire to be a spiritual life coach. But do you feel worthy of your elevated lifestyle? And are you willing to do the work required, not just in the outside world, but inside your mind? Are you willing to allow yourself to create an elevated lifestyle? And you control your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Are you willing to form the new habits that will elevate your lifestyle? The only obstacle to your elevated lifestyle is your own resistance to you living an elevated lifestyle. So you have to do that work in order to be able to actually claim your elevated lifestyle. So what beliefs do you have about your worthiness? What thoughts do you have about your abilities, your education, your status? What recurring negative and limiting thoughts about your past are holding you back from manifesting your elevated lifestyle today? And which of your habits are slowly but surely disintegrating your elevated lifestyle? Overeating by just 100 calories a day, okay, that's just one, like that's half of an RX bar, okay? Half of an RX bar. Overeating that once a day will add up to 36,500 calories over the course of a year. That's about 10 pounds of sweet, sugary weight gain in a year. That's a habit that you take on, and it seems really small, but it takes you away from, your ideal weight where you were. So are you willing to let go of the key negative emotion that you have identified? And if you're willing to let it go, then do you know what you actually need to do for your next steps to elevate your lifestyle, right? Are you willing to learn it and do what you need to do so that you can follow through with it? So elevating your lifestyle is a decision that you have to make. And then you actually have to take the steps to make it real every single day, not just for 3 days, and then you stop and give up. It's today and over the remaining days of the challenge, okay? I'm going to take you I'm going to launch you into this elevated way of being, but it's going to be up to you to maintain that momentum and follow this good work through. So in this 10-day challenge, we're going to work with 3 processes to elevate your lifestyle. First, we're going to deactivate that key negative emotion that you're experiencing. And then we're going to activate your receptivity and willingness to learn. Okay, we're going to activate that with the divine feminine. All right, so on the second part of this, we're going to be working with the divine feminine and activating your receptivity and your ability to learn, okay, to receive. And then during the last part, we are going to do, we're going to work with the divine masculine, and we're going to work on follow through. So your job today is just to identify and to reflect on your key negative emotion. Tomorrow, now that's going to be our official live session, okay? And I'm sorry, that's actually going to be on Friday, not tomorrow. I'm going to be showing you how to deactivate that key negative emotion that's holding you back. And then in the next session, live session 2, we're going to explore how you can use the divine feminine to create a mental environment that is expansive and supportive of learning new things. And this is going to be about overcoming small-minded thinking, right? Because we're badass butterflies, we think big, okay? We're also going to talk about the importance of establishing good habits, because you need those good habits to back up all that big thinking so you can help bring your divine feminine creativity into the world in a powerful and real way. So it's not just elusive femininity, but something that's real and concrete, okay? And then in live session 3, we're going to talk about following through and how you can use the divine masculine principles of planning and execution to give birth to those things that you're creating with the divine feminine, all right? And you can elevate your lifestyle now. Now, in live session 4, that's going to be our last session together, we're going to bring these things together and talk about how you can make your elevated lifestyle real in 2022. So this 4th session is going to be full of opportunities to manifest a really badass lifestyle for yourself. I hope you're excited about this challenge. It's a game changer energetically, emotionally, and materially. And I'm ready for that myself, okay? 2015, as powerful as it was for me, as good as it was, as many happy outcomes as I achieved in 2015, it still managed to kick my ass. There were still times when I had to pick myself up off the floor. Okay. So I'm really excited about this challenge. It's a game changer. And I hope that you are too. And what I really want you to understand, because I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback from my readership, from my clients, from my students, I want you to understand that I am a lot like you, right? You are drawn to me because I am living something that is familiar to you in your soul. I know that you have been called by your soul to be of service to others, okay? In your own life, you've gone through a lot of really rough things, a lot of challenges and obstacles, and you've overcome them. You see other people suffering in their lives, and you know you can help them overcome their hardships. You have crystal clear vision for other people, even if not always for yourself, right? I came to be a spiritual life coach because of this exact feeling. It's what I call my soul's divine purpose. So you're also, again, you're just like me. You're also very spiritual. It doesn't matter what your religion is or if you even have a religion, okay? You have a personal, intimate connection with spirit, whether you call it the universe or Brahma, Shiva, Gaia, God, okay? You have a real relationship with this energy. And perhaps you even have psychic abilities, okay? Your third eye is probably very open, so you might see auras, or you might see someone's energy, okay? For sure, I know for sure, if you're watching this, you get downloads about people and situations. So you have a very open crown chakra. Maybe you feel very drawn to the moon, crystals, dream catchers, essential oils, and herbs. I bet you love Mother Nature, okay? And where other people are obsessed with the Kardashians, you're obsessed with the angels, the fairies, the goddess, the divine feminine, and your ancestors. I know, because we're a lot alike. And I talk to you all the time, okay? Now, on the flip side of all the spiritual badassery you already possess, you're also probably working in a job that isn't a vibrational match to your greatest potential, okay? If you are, then you're lucky. But, you know, when I first started out, I worked in a dental office, and it was not a reflection of who I was. I brought my best self to it, but it was taking away more than it was giving, okay? And, you know, like you're grateful for the work you do, okay? It pays you a good salary, and it lets you afford childcare, health care, a beautiful home, a great wardrobe, and a nice car, okay? But it also only gives you 2 weeks of vacation per year, which has to get approved by your boss, okay? You long to travel, and you would love to integrate travel into your lifestyle, okay? But your job, your job needs you to get to your office by a certain time and turn things in by deadlines determined again by your boss. So your time is not your own. You probably really respect your boss. I know I did, but they aren't perfect, okay? Look, I hear from a lot of people that they actually really don't even like their boss, and they have a lot of struggles with their coworkers, okay? To me, that's just really stressful living, all right? Or working, regardless. You're at your job for 8 hours a day, all right? My point is that on your job, you have to deal with some personalities that often activate your triggers. And ultimately, you are not the one who's calling the shots for 40 hours on, at your work. Your boss is. And for me, this was a really big problem, because even when I was at my lowest point emotionally, I never like being told what to do. I just don't, okay? It's not my style, it's not my personality. I have a natural internal leader and I've got natural leadership skills, and that always made it really hard for me to work for other people. And it got me in trouble with my bosses when I'd plow ahead with my ideas, asking for their forgiveness, but not their permission, okay? So let's face it, although you are grateful for your job, working in that environment is not necessarily uplifting for your soul, okay? And it's not necessarily fueling your sense of creativity, abundance, prosperity, and love, okay? I know because I know I lived it. You would probably love to integrate your spirituality with your work so that your work is an integrated part of your lifestyle, not just this thing you have to do in order to survive, okay? Your job pays the bills, but it is not your calling. The work you do, your career, your vocation, what you offer to the world is an important part of your self-expression. If you stay with a job that does not express your soul or the best parts of you, what imprint are you leaving in your life story? Like, how is that going to read in the Akashic records? Okay. I mean, with all joking aside, the serious result is that here on earth, your life is not as fulfilling as you know it could be. Like if you were moving closer to your higher self, you're surviving, but not thriving. So maybe you don't enthusiastically jump out of bed, and maybe you've put on a bunch of weight because you're at a desk all day, and maybe you're emotionally eating, right? And maybe you don't feel like you have enough time to give yourself the care emotionally and mentally that you need. And maybe your 8-hour job turns into a 10-hour job when you include the commute and the time you need to get ready, or if you do overtime. And maybe your relationships are not as great as they could be. They're suffering because you're drained of energy. Okay. And you're trading dollars for hours. You're giving your hours and receiving dollars in return, right? And this is how society has been running for years, but that doesn't mean it feels right. Okay. Now, I know that your intuition is telling you that, like, this is not right. I know that you know that you can do better than this. Okay. And you want to make a change for yourself, but maybe you have some fear around what you should do or what you can do. And maybe you've stopped dreaming big because you've gotten so entrenched in the 9 to 5 cycle that you can't even see your greatest potential anymore. Your regular daily life has kind of like made your ambition shrink or atrophy. Okay. So you're not even willing to put yourself out there for your big dreams like you did when you were younger. So I know you have this calling to be a spiritual life coach, and you've been following me, or you're following me, and this is what I do. This is what we talk about, right? And you know that this feels like something you really want to do because you feel excited about it in your heart when you think about it. You're probably smiling right now as you think about helping other people as they listen to you. They receive your wisdom and then they apply what you've taught them to their lives, and they have improvement. And that's exciting. It is exciting because I live that now. I made the choice and I do it every single day. I did it, was just on a session with someone I just adore 1 hour before I started this. And as soon as I'm done here, I've got another session. This is how my life rolls, and it is a blessing. It is the best decision I've ever made. Yes, it took work to get here, but it was good work. Okay. Now, I know again that this resonates with you. This whole idea of becoming a spiritual life coach resonates because Spirit brings you people from out of nowhere to show you that this is real. Like you'll be standing in line at the grocery store and Spirit will show you something about the person in front of you or about the cashier, and you'll say exactly the right thing that shakes them out of their misery. You can see the work that you're doing already through you, that Spirit is working already through you. People tend to come to you for advice, okay? And you can see stuff for them very clearly, and you can feel the answers in your being. You feel it. Boom, just got that download. Here's what you should do, right? So you want to become a spiritual life coach, but you don't know where to start, okay? How do you start a coaching business? How do you get clients? How do you generate income? How can you at least match the salary that you are making now? And this is really important because you have to maintain your current standard of living. And actually, you want to elevate it because you can do better than what you're currently doing, right? We hope so. We need this to be so, okay? So where do you learn everything you need to know? You're not an MBA and you've never run a business before. How can you become a spiritual life coach, build a business, and be successful at it so you actually elevate your standard of living? You know, I feel a lot of power in that question. How can you become a spiritual life coach, build yourself a business, and be successful at it so you can powerfully elevate your standard of living in 2022? Because that's ultimately what you want, isn't it? Your standard of living would be powerfully elevated by doing work that resonates with your soul, your divine life purpose. Like if you had a mindset that trusted you, like you trusted you, and you trusted the universe, right? That would elevate your lifestyle. If you made your own hours, okay, and you worked at times that actually fit your natural rhythm. If you worked in a beautiful environment that reflected the beauty of your soul, your internal light. If you had the freedom to work from anywhere, a mountain cabin in Colorado, a beach hut in Bali, an ashram in India, okay? That would be cool. I'm telling you from experience, that shit is cool, okay? If you could expand the spirit of your work, right? So if your job were to become motivating and inspiring for other people, and perhaps your lifestyle would become an integral part of your job. And the more you improved your own life, the more your work would improve. And if you improved your connection with Spirit, the better your work becomes. And the more you improve your health, the more you inspire others to improve their health. The more you do self-care, the more your readership and your followers take better care of themselves. All of these things would really elevate your standard of living, right? And if you had a different nature to your work, right? So if you were offering services that help people heal, creating programs and classes to help people transform, making videos that inspire them to take action in their lives, writing articles that motivate them to improve their lives. And of course, your lifestyle would be elevated if you learned how to build a solid business with a real plan for how you are going to generate income, money, and wealth for yourself. And then you followed through and actually did that. Your life would be so improved, it would blow your mind. It would put you in the stratosphere. And that's what this week is going to be about, okay, the next 10 days. Because all of these things are learnable. Everything that I've said, from your mindset to setting up your business, making videos, writing articles, managing your time, learning how to inspire and motivate others, All of this stuff is learnable, okay? You can learn how to do all the things you need to elevate your lifestyle. And this is powerful. Your soul has called you to help people in a way that resonates with your higher self. You've lived a life. You have a story. You've gone through some things and you've overcome them. I'm not saying that you're perfect, and I'm not saying you have to be. You don't have to be. But I am saying that you have learned a lot of lessons, and you can share what you've learned with others. If you can take what you've learned in your life and turn that into a foundation of your own successful and thriving coaching business, that would be awesome, even miraculous, right? And wouldn't it be wonderful to wake up in the morning at a time that is right for you to meditate and commune with spirit, to exercise, get your family ready for school, get them ready for work, and to prepare yourself a wholesome, nutritious breakfast, and then to tuck into your workday. That's how my workday goes every day. And depending on what projects I'm co-creating with Spirit, I work from 3 to 8 hours a day, 3 to 4 days per week. I'm highly creative. I'm in a deep relationship with the divine feminine. So I'm very, very receptive. I'm constantly getting downloads that need to be shared. So I have an abundance of classes, articles, videos, podcasts, and programs that I create. And I have to be really honest with you, okay? I love working. So I am not saying that your journey to becoming a spiritual life coach is going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, okay? You're going to be working a lot, all right? But your attitude toward your work is going to be about joy and appreciation and expansion and fun and curiosity and eagerness, right? So I pop out of bed each morning eager to start my day. My clients and students are like you. I get to meet and work with people like you every day. I get to watch people like you blossoming into flowers. And that's how you are going to be with your work. You get to spend time helping people in their lives. You get to help them take responsibility for their dreams and ambitions. You get to help them heal. This is what I do with my people. And I have the added perk of getting to help people in their businesses, because God blessed me with an internal, strong inner businesswoman. That's my gift from God. Okay. So I get to help people like you build their businesses. So yeah, I get to wake up excited, and I get to teach you how to follow your dream, so you get to wake up excited as well. So friend, I want to challenge you to pursue your soul's divine calling to become a spiritual life coach in 2022. Now, in the next 10 days, I want to show you that you can learn how to be an excellent spiritual life coach, and you can learn how to build a business that will certainly elevate your lifestyle and help you feel like a champion. I'm going to show you how to do this in the 10-day challenge. All right. So go and join my League of Badass Butterflies Facebook group and introduce yourself with a selfie. Okay. And these are the end of my notes. So this is the end of today's call. And I'm sorry that I'm so sorry that I didn't actually know how to work Facebook and my notes. Zoom and my notes at the same time. I didn't realize that y'all were going to lose the picture. Okay. Didn't realize that. Still learning new technology. Okay. Usually I'm sitting there with my Mac right at home. Boom. But I'm traveling right now. And so I'm working out the kink with the new iPad and the new Zoom and the new way of doing things. Okay. So we will be back here on Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to make sure that the links are in the comments for YouTube. I'm going to figure this out. Okay? Oh, I know I can do it from my phone. Anyway, I'll put all the links in there. I'll see you on Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock a.m., 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? And the worksheet link I'm going to put in there right now for you as well. All right. So it's Crystal Lynn signing off. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.